Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 is here in week number 6 of the After Hours Gaming League. Duckville is here with you, bringing Google versus Amazon in a big fight between these two players. Of course, week 6, we're actually getting very close to the playoffs, so make sure you have been checking out all the VODs from all these various games that everyone has been casting. Of course, it's not just me, there are some other casters as well. Make sure you go and have a look at their content on the AHGL channel. But speaking of Game 3, let's have a look at what we've got here, starting down at the bottom left-hand side of Howling Peaks, our very famous snow map that has units that skate along them. If you kill them in certain spots, it's quite funny. We'll try and keep an eye out for that. Our blue player for Team Amazon, it is Acayex. Acayex, I think that is. I'll go with that. His opponent up to the top right for Team Google is actually a random player. I think the first random player that I've been able to cast. I'm not exactly sure, but it is Alex. He's going to be spawning as a Terran here for Team Google. So we'll see if this is one of his better randoms, or if perhaps it's one of the lower ranked randoms for his own particular play. Of course, it's I've tried playing random a little bit, but every time I get Zerg, my Zerg is actually quite terrible compared to my Terran and Protoss. So it's interesting to try and play random, because sometimes some people will be very fluent in all three races and still do quite nicely. Like there are Masters random players. I'm not sure if there are GM random players at the moment, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check that a little bit later. But a lot of random players. You get to a time where in the late game you can have quite a lot of trouble in playing out your particular race, because as a random player you have to learn so much about each race's dynamics in all the various matchups, how to play mirror matches, how to play the various sort of non-mirror matches, and all these kinds of things. So we'll see how good Alex is at this. It looks like he is going for a wall-off very quickly here, actually getting just sort of slowing down his barracks there, unfortunately, which is that may hurt him later on. Let's see how he goes, but he does have, of course, his gas going. Acayex is now up to his orbital command. He's going to drop down a mule, I would presume. Looks like a couple of SCVs coming out to have a fight at the front door of Alex. He is going to have to raise up the depot. Yes, he does get it up just in time. The depot is up and blocks the SCV from coming in. So no real threat of scouting getting in here from Acayex. So Alex has done a good job of just sort of deflecting what he is up to, and throws down a double racks after the first. So he's up to 3 racks extremely quickly here. We'll see how much that plays into what he is going for. It looks like there is going to be a Reaper coming across the map, a second one also in production for Acayex right now. So it looks like he is going to get inside his opponent's main base. Where is that Marine? There are the first 2 Marines are actually outside the main base, so this Reaper is going to get in completely undeflected, and it looks like he's actually going to get 1, 2 kills. He may get a third. Careful micro is needed here. Of course, a lot of players have been saying, Reapers are just very, very good units. If you've got some really good micro, you can keep these guys alive for ages, and it is, a lot of trouble to deal with. So they do have the regen, the combat drugs that regenerates their health after combat. Of course, when they're in combat, it doesn't regen them, but out of combat, it is a really nice little additive to have in there. So 2 Reapers are now out for Acayex, and he's going to head across through the top side, maybe going to try and jump in the main from down at the natural. The Marines were trying to protect from the top there, but now the Reapers are inside. The mining of Alex has been completely disrupted here, and it is not looking good for him at all. He's still at 17 SCV, so he's down a little bit in that amount. He's just lost another one as well, and these Reapers have been doing a brilliant job for Acayex right now. 16 versus 22. There is also a third Reaper now joining the pack. We've got a second base now established for Acayex as well, switching that into the orbital command. He's going to throw down a couple of extra racks along with a factory as well, and just continue producing these Reapers. So he's bringing them out and getting a large force of them going. Meanwhile, for Alex, he's got, of course, his 3 barracks up and running. He's producing a couple of Reapers of his own right right now. Perhaps going to try and get some of his own Reaper damage done. His economy still a little bit, he's still struggling a little bit. He's now got a 4th barracks on the way. There is a 2nd gas also coming up. He's now got a total of 5 Reapers here. We'll see what damage they were able to get done. It looks like they will be able to find the Reapers of Acayex, taking down 2 of them and forcing them all back. So the Reaper count of 6 has just gone crazy here for Alex, so he's really adding them into the mix. And of course, these guys, you know, back in the days of Wings of Liberty beta, you would see Reapers in mass against Zerg, but not en masse against Terran. So we'll see what he's able to get done here. Comes in, gets a couple of kills himself. Has to lift up the orbital command. I'm not too sure about that. I mean, the Reapers don't have their D8 charges anymore, so they don't tear apart buildings as they once did. But, well, you know, he's now got 8 Reapers. This is quite a sizable amount at this point of the game. Of course, they still only do 8 damage per shot, or I suppose 4 per shot, and then 8 per volley that they fire. And he's going to just jump in the front door here, of course, with a couple of Marines, some Marauders, and the Hellions here. I don't think Alex is going to be able to get too much done. He tries to charge up the front door with some of those Marines as well, but they get taken down quick smart, and he is forced to back off for the time being. The position that Acayex is in is really good right now. He's up to 46 supply, 47 supply now, 29 workers. He has almost a 10 worker lead on his opponent from Google. And, well, we're going to see what Alex is going to do about this. He's going to try and expand. His 4 racks are still pumping out units right now. He's just going to have to be... He's either going to have to turtle up or take a pretty big economic risk, like get a 3rd command center very quickly here and try and put it in some odd spot on the map, like maybe down here or something, because his economy is starting to really deteriorate compared to his opponent. And Acayex has now, of course, got his tech going. We've got the tech lab on the factory done, or just about done. There is a Banshee also on the way, so I think that there is going to be a push coming across from Acayex very soon, and it is going to be quite deadly. I mean, what does Alex have behind this? We've still not got Stim, no combat shields. He does have you know, quite a lot of units starting to come out, but I mean, they're only Reapers. They're, you know, not the greatest defensive units. We're still waiting for Stim to get started. His command center just about to finish here, and he's going to have to plop that down at the natural once that gets out as soon as he can, just so he can get his economy perhaps getting back into a better shape. But I mean, Acayex is going to be coming across. We've got double Marines coming out at a time. We've got Marauders. We've got a tank even about to pop out. This is going to be like the Terran version of a 1-1-1, except it's Marine, Marauder, tank, and, you know, maybe a Banshee. In fact, where is the Banshee? It's just floating across the map right now. We'll see if he's able to get any damage done. He may think that the command center is down here at the natural, but nope, nothing there. Just a few Marines at the front door, and only 2 Marines. They're going to go down very quickly to the Banshee, and this means that this expansion is not going to get up at all. Alex in quite a lot of trouble now. The Banshee just floating through. There is no defense here. There is no defense at all. And this Banshee is going to go to town. There is absolutely no way that Alex can do anything about this. The Reapers come across and say, well, what are we going to do here? Not too much at all. Unfortunately, despite being able to jump up on top of cliffs, they can't jump up in the air. Not sure what the deal is with that. Blizzard need to fix that kind of stuff. But the Banshee gets away. 9 kills, maybe 10 in total. Yep, gets the 10th kill. And wow, did you see that? The SCV's body just fell down into the abyss just across the side. That's the funniest thing I've seen so far from this new physics engine. But the supply of Acayex right now sitting up at 104. He's got all these Marines. We've got a total of 23 Marines right now, 7 Marauders. We got a tank, a couple of Hellions, as well as that Banshee still out on the map. So, you know, he is sitting in a wonderful position right now. He's going to be very happy with the spot that he's in. Could possibly even throw down a 3rd command center, even just directly at the 3rd base as well. No need to worry about being, you know, worried about, you know, getting a 3rd. In fact, there he goes. He's going to put it here and perhaps look for the 3rd at this position. A couple of Reapers now heading across. 7 in total. They're going to see what damage they can get done inside the natural base of Acayex, and they may be able to get a certain amount done because Acayex is now pushing out across the map. But the, you know, the big question is, does it really matter if these Reapers get some damage done? Because we now have Acayex pushing across the map. He's got all these Marines, the Marauders, and all these things. The tank is here for Alex to try and defend against the push that is coming in. Maybe if we just see a couple of the Marauders at the front just to tank some of the damage, the Marines and everything else should be able to speed inside. But what he's actually going to do is head across the medevac. almost, almost going in to a possible suicide there, because there is a Viking out for Alex right now. The Marines and the tank are the only thing that is here to defend against this. Now just going to stim in the heli and actually takes the first shot. A very nice tactic there by Acayex. And with stim activated, there is not much that Alex can do right now. Drops down a mule, says, hello, this is game over. And with the natural base going down in a split second there, I think that we will see a GG coming out of Alex in just a moment, because the Marines are now inside, getting some more damage done. The economy in shambles, unfortunately for Alex. So Amazon is going to take a 2-1 lead here in our big team fight between these two big companies. And it looks like with a final mule drop, Alex is forced to GG. So game number 3 going the way of Acayex here, taking his team to a 2-1 lead. We'll have to go into game number 4 and see if Google can fight back, or if Amazon is going to take a 3-1 victory here in week number 6. So stick around for that. We'll go to that in just a moment.